Hi everybody, Dr. Anjana Bhana here, and thank you for joining me for another video discussing the wonderful world of aesthetics. And today we're going to talk about some hyaluronic acid, but not actually fillers, things called skin boosters, biorevitalizers, skin remodelers, whatever you call it. Sometimes it's marketing, sometimes it's actual science. So we're going to get right into it, and something that's very new in South Africa but not new in Europe. It's been around for some time, has won some awards, but it is very popular. Well, it's very popular in my practice. I do some of this every single day, and I must say I'm loving it. So it's a medical device, so I'm going to say the brand names as we sit here because this is an educational video and not really advertising. It's more for education. This is called Profilo. So technically it's not a filler, it's not a skin booster either, but it's got the highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid in an aesthetic product, 64 milligrams per ml. So if you think about fillers, like something like this brand, they've got 20 milligrams per ml in their filler. The brand from Elegant is 24 milligrams. So this has a lot of hyaluronic acid, and I'm going to explain what the differences are and how we do it and what it's used for. So we're just gonna open the box a little bit. Some ASMR for you. And this is what it comes in. So simple, so easy for us to use. Unzipping the magic. So this is what it is. It's just pure hyaluronic acid, and the thing with this is and the texture. So let me start. So like we've got hyaluronic acid in our body, free hyaluronic acid, and what makes a filler that lasts so long is that it's cross-linked. So they've taken the filler and they've manipulated the hyaluronic acid, and it's cross-linked, which means it makes this little entity that is joined up by something called BDDE. So the difference with this is that it's not cross-linked, it's actually stabilized, and it's low molecular weight hyaluronic acid as well as high molecular weight hyaluronic acid, and it's heated up almost like a hyaluronic acid caramel. And they often liken this stuff to honey and the texture of honey and the way, like, imagine honey flowing all over your skin, being ultra moisturizing. So that's what this is an injectable moisturizer, but it's a little more than that. So just to give you an idea of that flow of product. So this is golden syrup. I didn't bring my honey because that's expensive organic honey, and I don't think my family would be that impressed. So this sort of like amazing flow of product. So you can imagine that spreading under your skin, absorbing water and stimulating regeneration. And so they did a study with this very molecule, this hyaluronic acid. It's called a hybrid, and the amazing regenerative power of this hybrid versus on wounds and wound healing versus only high molecular weight hyaluronic acid, and this was far superior. Low molecular weight hyaluronic acid, as most people that are into skincare, normal consumers that love skincare, as well as other estheticians and aesthetic doctors, know that that's a bit pro-inflammatory. But because of this hybrid, it's sort of let out into the skin very slowly, so it doesn't release that cytokine response, but what it does do is preserve the high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. And this works in the epidermis, the top layer of skin where there is low molecular hyaluronic acid, works in the dermis where it actually stimulates the production of collagen and elastin. So it's difficult to get elastin production, that does that. And also, interestingly enough, stimulates fat stem cells. You know, there's fat pads in our face, there's fat pads all over, and it stimulates that subcutaneous tissue to differentiate into fibroblasts. So what I found is with our patients, after one, it's 2 treatments that you do. So they space 4 weeks apart. You can do more than 2 treatments if you want. You space it 4 weeks apart, and what I found that even after the first treatment, within the first week, people are seeing something. They can't quite discern what it is, but after the second treatment, they definitely see a result. It's meant for something called skin laxity, so sagging basically. Sagging, loss of elasticity, loss of moisture, if you're looking for a bit of radiance. And what we found with our patients of color, improvement in hyperpigmentation because of that regenerative power, and because most patients of color have more fibroblasts. Also, after the first treatment, a definite intense difference, and a lot of radiance. So I really am enjoying this product. Also, it's difficult to get something that you can do in the neck, so we inject this into the neck. It can go into the hands. I think that's a bit off label, so face and neck is on label indications, but people are injecting this into wherever there is skin laxity on the body. There is also Profilo Body coming out for us, I think next year, that I looked up is 96 milligrams per ml. And I did ask them, I'm like, can you use a cannula? You've seen me do fillers, and cannulas, that long blunt needle. And I don't know if it was because they were from Europe, they were quite rude, and they were like, I went through the distributor, and it's like, your doctor should know that if you use a cannula, it's in the subcutaneous tissue, and we're treating the skin, and it must be intradermal. But how this is injected, it's into the dermis as well as into the subcutaneous tissue to treat the laxity. And there's another product also coming next year called Sculptra. It's polylactic acid. It's been around since I think 1999, and it's come in and out of the country, and it's very popular out there. Sculptra butt lifts and whatnot, but it also treats skin laxity that is in the subcutaneous tissue with a cannula. That's how you use it. But for now, the approved way of injecting this product, this 3D, they call it 3D bioremodeler. So if you see doctors saying that, because we can't use the brand name, this is what they're talking about. They call BAP points, bioaesthetic points. Under CT scan, they found that those points were where the product would spread the most. So we inject it in these points here on the face. There's 5 specific points on the face, and 10 per side, and 10 on the neck, and it leaves these really big knobs, but they're gone by the next day. The max is probably 2 days, low downtime, and it's nice if you're thinking about threads but a bit nervous about it. So I'm going to inject this into the honey, and then you can see the texture a bit. I don't know if you can see that little drop going, but yeah, it's sort of like syrup. I love this stuff. Okay, cool. So that's that. But there's lots of skin boosters on the block. So one of them is this particular product actually trademarked the word skin booster. So lots of things can call themselves skin boosters, but this is the actual trademark. And back in the day, it was also a clicker pen, but a really scary looking clicker. But the way they've made this syringe is that you can see and you can hear the click, I think. Can you hear the click? Well, if you can't, there's a click, and every click there's a certain amount of product. So I like this one. There's a light and a normal version of it. I like the light because people don't like bumps that stick around for a while. This is technically a filler because it is it's Nasha technology, which is, they say it's stabilized, but it's stabilized with BDDE. So technically a filler, 12 milligrams per ml of hyaluronic acid, and the normal version of this is 20 milligrams per ml. And we inject this, we use it for acne scarring, sun damage. So this is this thing here, this box here, and sometimes we use it in this. Our patients love this thing. It's a Vital injector, so it's a skin booster gun basically, and there's an attachment here. It's a needle with 5 or 9 needle points that you can inject into the hair, into the skin, into wherever you want to put the skin booster. Because it's cross-linked, the hyaluronic acid doesn't dissipate quickly. Clinically, it could be there for 12 months. It also like stretches the fibroblasts in the dermis and stimulates them to make collagen. I still like skin boosters, and you can still use them together. So they could be, we call them power couples, like skin rejuvenating power couples. So you could still use them together, and then just as like an indication of the type of like molecule that's in this. It's like a little, all the particles are the same size, and they're like very firm, and they don't really integrate, but they evenly absorb water. And then this is more of a cross-linked type product, a more cohesive product, so a more integrative product, and you can see it's a bit squishier. So you also get skin booster type fillers that are thin like this, that integrate a bit better. And then the depth, like this would be at 3 millimeters, so deep dermis, subcutaneous tissue. This is about 2 millimeters into the skin, or 2.4 millimeters into the skin. This is something cool. It's also from Europe. This one, there's a lot of different ones in the range. This is something called the method of treatment is called redermalization, and this is called Electri, this particular one. I like it because it doesn't leave bumps for very long, but the way it's injected is you create these papules or little bumps in the skin, and you kind of look like bubble wrap for the day. But it's also like water. It's got hyaluronic acid in it and something called succinate. It's very rejuvenating, but also it's found that it helps with hyperpigmentation. So nice for sun damage, and you can see it's basically like water. And we use it a lot with melasma, area around the eyes, areas around the mouth, especially useful for patients of color. And then this is also a type of skin booster. It's a French product. It's also been around for many years, full of vitamins, amino acids, nucleic acids, minerals, antioxidants. One of them, everyone loves glutathione. There's glutathione in this, but this only has 0.025 milligrams of hyaluronic acid, but it's still very effective. You'd have to do something like this initially once every 2 weeks, and then once a month as a mesotherapy, or you can use it for microneedling or something called biorevitalization, where it's mixed in between a filler, and it creates an amazing effect. So really nice as a preventative as well, so for young patients, and it gives you an incredible glow, and infuses the skin with antioxidants. So great for sun damage, stretch marks. You can even use it in hair rejuvenation. So this is very popular with us. So there's many like brands. There's lots of skin boosters or skin boosting type treatments. So it's not the be all and end all. Is filler. So sometimes if people aren't ready for filler, or they want some sort of adjunctive treatment, there are options available. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, I'd love to hear them. So you can comment down below or catch us on Instagram. And if you like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.